Hello, think tankers. As always, with you, your host Sergey Sevansyan, mastermind of think tank community, and today with me, our honored guest Vladislav Sapornikov.
Salam alaikum, Sergey. Juma Mubarak. Today is
Thank
Friday, good day in all the Muslim countries like UAE, and good time to talk about good things, good ethical things,
For
crypto
sure.
and blockchain.
For sure. You know what? Let's say this is, Dubai version. We are here. We are going to speak about the crypto, and I would like to know about you a little bit more. How long you are here? How long you are in crypto? And what interesting business you do?
Okay, thank you very much. Let me introduce myself. My name is Vlad. I'm living in UAE for 2 years. Initially, I was living for a couple of years in Dubai. Then I moved to the capital of UAE, to Abu Dhabi. It's much calmer and it's much greener. I love it very much. And my background is related mainly to economics. I graduated from LSE, London School of Economics, and High School of Economics from Russia. So I got 2 diplomas, both Russian and international English one, and they both dedicated to such an interesting topic as valuing dot-coms. Dot-coms are very like crypto. That is why I loved crypto so much, because I was a very big fan of dot-com companies and had my several startups in the field of internet. And crypto is very like dot-com business actually. And we specialize in IT development of any kind of products related to fintech, crypto, payments, money transfers, mobile applications, blockchain applications, etc. And initially, I started my career in payment business. We were the pioneers of electronic top-up in Russia. Was working in the very first Russian payment company, processing company named Cyberplat. Then I moved to a company named Kiwi. Was one of the biggest Russian electronic top-up companies, and this is also international. Its shares are quoted at New York Stock Exchange. And then in the year 2010, I started my own business related to development of and implementation of white label solutions in the field of payment processing systems. And we made several white labels in different countries, both in the former CIC region like Turkmenistan, Azerbaijan, Uzbekistan, Latvia, Lithuania, and in European countries like Czech Republic, Spain, in Latin America as well. So we made many white label solutions for local payment systems. Also, our software works in several banks as payment processing system. And in the year 2013, I become addicted to crypto. I became crypto fan, so I'm a OG in crypto, so to say, and I became just crazy about that. When I studied white paper of Satoshi, have read some interesting books related to crypto, for example, by Nathaniel Potter. I read this book within one night and was crazy about what Bitcoin is going to do with the whole world of payment processing, because before that I was studying many interesting electronic money like e-gold, e-cash, etc. We made the ever first cryptocurrency ATMs, which were installed in Europe. And from that time, my way to crypto has started. I went to mining, went to making crypto wallets, a crypto exchange, and other blockchain solutions. Started to invest in crypto and to keep an eye on this great blockchain technology.
Amazing story. I will share a little bit my story to you also, guys. I used to come to Dubai in 2020, 2021, exactly when even COVID doesn't finished, but Dubai and UAE opens the doors for the people around. I think that's why all this crypto community comes to Dubai, started to think about how to open companies here. Even in 2021, so many crypto businesses moved here, and I'm sure you know about this as well much more because you're in this industry, you know, and I'm sure you have a business here. What do you think about two terms of topics, about the regulations here in Dubai or in UAE, and about the crypto community, which right now is huge exactly in this space?
Yes, absolutely true. Dubai is some kind of mecca for crypto enthusiasts from all over the world. You can meet all of the big names here, all the influencers, all early adapters and investors. They are all here at the crypto events. You remember around month ago there was a very big crypto events month with hundreds of events
It's been
daily.
just a crazy
Yes.
month.
Blockchain weeks in Dubai. So many events are coming here, and many people are coming here, and they were attracted by zero taxes, by good regulation, by understanding by the UAE authorities what crypto and digital assets are. So there are two regulative bodies such as VARA, Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority in Dubai, with which we are going to cooperate as well relating to our project, and ADGM in Abu Dhabi Global Markets. I'm going to visit them next week. We are also in the dialogue to land our application and our crypto here, which we are developing. And but still, there is no crypto heaven at all, nowhere in the world, because regulators are saying let's do something, but they don't understand how to regulate it at all, because crypto is too advanced and it's far away from legal norms which are currently applicable in any kind of a country. I have heard that Portugal is very attractive as well. I'm going to visit it soon too. And what do you think about Portugal regulation, by the way?
To be very frank with you, I don't have any idea what's happening in Portugal, but what I would like to mention that here, especially in UAE, crypto is not somehow get regulated, it's regulated in their own way. Because what is the crypto about? Let's say, what's the all this crypto space is about to creating the money. Someone using Bitcoin is created by Satoshi Nakamoto, and even in white paper, this is new kind of digital cash, and regulators took it really seriously. And right now, based on the stable coins, each and every country, in Dubai as well, just maybe yesterday or 2 days before, they come up with a new kind of regulation, let's say, approach, that all the companies who are going to create the token here has to be backed by digital dirham. It means we as a crypto community gives very good way, or gives good hint or ability, or blockchain ecosystem as itself now creates a real structure behind all these new kind upcoming currencies which governments already has. And for me, this is the good approach for the community, which be expecting being regulated, or it's shifted a little bit and been some unexpected. I would like to know your thoughts.
Yes, indeed, crypto is to some extent was an experiment. Maybe it was run not really by crypto enthusiasts like some mythical Satoshi Nakamoto and others. Maybe behind them there were governments and special services and regulators in order to check the hypothesis how people can use some kind of a digital asset. Decentralized digital asset is Bitcoin, which was supposed to grant freedom for society and to change the banking system, has failed absolutely. Today, Bitcoin having a cost of $60,000 is the same as Bitcoin, which had a cost of 1 cent. There is no utility at all in it, other than being some kind of pseudo-digital gold, which is kept on the balance sheets and which is used as means of investments, but not means of exchange. So, Bitcoin is not P2P digital cash, digital currency for all, as Satoshi Nakamoto wished to make it out of that. So people has come out to the same thing, Just they come to the same new form of digital asset on the balance sheets of big banks, on governments, and of big organizations, etc. This is not what was supposed to be at all. And this experiment tells that people are ready to use such digital currencies, and that is why all the governments are tending to implement CBDC, digital cash, fully controlled by the government. But actually, for true crypto libertarian, this is evil number one, because this is full control, like it was with COVID and with carbon credits and carbon offsets and CBDC as the three ways to control people. But is coming back to UAE regulation, I have seen recently there were news regarding that UAE is banning all the settlement in crypto, all the payments in crypto, that organizations and individuals cannot pay in crypto for goods and services. This is quite logical. This happens in many countries actually, including Europe, US, and Russia, which is the biggest region for crypto. And actually governments, they are protecting their monopoly for seigniorage, for printing money. Otherwise they will lose their power. And their only power is the power of trust in this scattered paper called fiat currency. So, unfortunately, crypto people and people in general, they are just not ready for the implementation of technology and of blockchain and crypto and of all pros which are provided by this entity, because it was supposed to make them free, but they are becoming more slaves than they were before with digital assets. And they are coming to regulator, oh, tell us how to regulate us, here's our money. They tell them everything. On the contrary, they must use crypto as some kind of entity to make transactions without governments and without banks. They are just psychologically not ready. Maybe they will be ready in some kind of 200 or 300 years. But now crypto is more regulated, is more transparent and less anonymous than cash or fiat currency. And it is becoming even more regulated. I think people must go to such countries as Liberland. By the way, here on my Falcon cap, I'm holding stamp of it. Maybe this will be one of the states which will have an experiment to deal with real P2P anonymous digital currency, but not with such regulated entity as crypto is. And in my opinion, the only true crypto is Monero. That is why it is being delisted from many centralized exchanges. But this is the only untraceable, unstoppable, anonymous cryptocurrency in the world. Bitcoin doesn't have such characteristics. Back to UAE regulation. Actually, even before this law, there were no settlements in crypto. People are not using crypto as means of payments, only USDT. This is the only currency which is used as means of payments, not others. But this prohibition perhaps will be leading, as you told, to digital dirham, which is being developed. Maybe UAE will be the pioneer of its logical implementation. Who knows?
Let's see. Let's see. You know what? I would like to go a little bit to the positivity. Crypto industry opened the humanity eyes on the financial space. We somehow just, strap on the bottle and gin comes out and it shows how this financial world looks like. And we understood that all this, let's say, even the currencies in other countries backed by the dollar. I never had a clue about the dollar in the beginning, because I used to live in Armenia, in Ukraine, in Russia, now I realized that each and every country really prints the tokens, it's named fiat, backed by their dollar. It's one approach. Second thing, we need to understand that we as humans unfortunately ruined this technology by ourselves because of our, let's say, bad behavior. Because the regulations comes from the point when something problems happened. It will be no scam, it will be no fraud, it will be no rug pulls, it will be no cheating each other. I'm sure that regulations will not appear. It's nothing to regulate. Here is the point. What's your thoughts about this?
Yes, absolutely agree with you, because there are two points of view: full regulation of all social phenomenon, or the principle of laissez-faire. It also works, and it is promoted by many libertarian economists. It means that society will come to some kind of Pareto efficient distributions of goods and services. Certainly, it will be a very bloody way, but it will come to the things which must be, without any middleman as a regulator. So there are two ways, but something in the truth must be somewhere behind.
In the middle, yeah.
In the middle, because full regulation will lead to full anarchy and many victims. I mean full laissez-faire, lack of regulation, and full regulation will lead to lack of freedom. So there must be some kind of consensus between these two approaches. Certainly there are too many scams in crypto and people don't understand how it works. But again, crypto was invented to make people aware of that and make self-regulation. We are decentralized autonomous organizations, we are smart contracts, we are code. So how it is told by Vitalik Buterin that code is the law. So perhaps one day it will happen so that everything will be encoded by certain principles and we will be working without any faults, without any collapses. Big road and the way of innovation first must be done.
Let's see. Time will show. And I would like to shift our conversation to your maybe T-shirt or to your hat. I see the Liberland, but I see the Falcon here.
Falcon.
Does it mean something or no?
Yes, it does. I will tell you the whole 9 yards about Falcon. As you know, Falcon is a bird which is a symbol of UAE.
True.
And I got a company in as the capital of UAE in Abu Dhabi, in Masdar City. You know Masdar?
I've been there 2 times, but I'm not aware about it.
Yes, Masdar is supposed to be green city with carbon neutrality.
Wow.
So there are renewables, there are electric vehicles, etc. And now it is expanding very rapidly. It had some pause due to COVID, and now it rises. Many buildings are being constructed there, many companies are coming there, and many citizens. And what we do, we are launching the project we call Green Tips, which means that our idea is that nature is our best waiter. Why not to show it some tips with it, how we are sharing tips with waiters. And the idea is related to voluntary carbon offsetting. This means that a person can purchase some carbon credits of some offsetting projects like mangrove trees. We're starting to work with such projects already, and offset carbon footprint of their consumption. One day it will be obligatory, and this is a trillion market already. And now you can voluntarily offset your carbon footprint and get some loyalty points, which we keep in our special dashboard. So this is B2B2C platform, both for merchants and for individuals. And for example, merchant like a cafe or restaurant, they can, with our system, calculate carbon footprint of all kind of consumption and put it on the check, QR code, and offer opportunity for individual customer to offset their carbon footprint by paying these tips to nature. And in many countries, this green agenda is already in use, especially in Europe, also in Singapore, as far as I know. And there is some kind of social rating related to your carbon offsetting activities. And one day, all the merchants, all the individuals must go green, because there are 2030 goals of reaching carbon neutrality on this planet. So there is no planet B. That is why we must collectively care and be engaged into these green projects and to plant mangrove trees which are funded by tips from individual customers. Also imagine you're going by Karim and any other taxi, and you choose Go Green tariff, for example, and you understand that your carbon footprint of your trip is fully offset by some tips. It's not a life-changing sum, something like 5 dirhams, but for this sum you can plant a mangrove tree, and you're making green a local economy. And we are launching this project in some other countries as well, and we make an emphasis on making it local. So people in the UAE do not need to purchase carbon credits somewhere in Amazon forest, because in this case they are making other economies better off. They are making those economies greener, but they're making local economics worse for us. And we are changing the rule of the games. We also remove middlemen as a carbon credit dealer behind this business, such that individuals can grant their donations directly to carbon offsetting projects. Let me show a small video.
You will show it how it works?
Yes, it's showing how it works.
Oh,
It's
that's
self-explanatory clip, so to say. We actually was showing it on events related to COP28, which were held in UAE, and last year was supposed to be green in UAE, and this year too. By the way, are you aware that UAE air is one of the worst in the world?
Yes, I know. I'm looking on the maps, and it is. But how to deal with this, I don't know.
To plant more green trees. So there will be no greenwashing, money will not go out of the local economy, there will be no huge commissions associated with activities of carbon credit dealers, and trees will be planted here. There is also one big potential program named 1 billion trees. So one day, as MBS of Saudi Arabia was telling that Middle East is a new Europe. It will be green like New Europe. You see, climate is changing. You see, there are many rains in UAE, in Saudi Arabia as well. And one day it will be the green oasis. If we implement some efforts, if we share some tips with nature. And I hope this program will be supported by local regulatory and governmental authorities, and people can benefit from it not only in financial terms, because this is mainly about your consciousness, about how you care about the nature. It's not about the money. Money will come as a side effect. You will have green economy, you will have your carbon social rating, with which you will have some discounts among the network of green merchants. You will have some better rates for your loans. You will have opportunity to raise more investment. In some US companies, they cannot raise money if they're not green, if they don't follow green agenda. This is very important. And if it is voluntary, if it is transparent, people are more likely to be engaged into those activities. They are more likely to spend some money for this kind of green charity if compared with obligatory. And moreover, if it is on the blockchain and we are putting it to the blockchain, you will see all the sources and uses of funds.
Amazing. You know what? I saw on your table also some, let's say, debit cards, credit cards. I don't know. Let's say this is banking system, and
Yes.
in a crypto community, everyone trying to reach the point. Finally, how I will finally be able to pay my crypto everywhere. This is like that's kind of
Absolutely.
solution.
This is one of the pioneers. People, you use it. We are going to cooperate with them relating to our Green Falcon project as well, and to implement our points there. The card can be nominated in USDT, and you can easily pay in fiat. It is regulated in AGGM in Abu Dhabi. And I hope we will implement also possibility to pay with our Green Falcon units as well. Also, so we are going to launch our own layer 1 EVM compatible green blockchain, which will be carbon neutral. So 10% will go to so-called Green Falcon DAO, from which money will be spent for funding good projects related to green finance, to nature, and we will purchase from some share of all transactions will be spent for carbon credits. For example, you're making a transaction, we understand how much gas it costs, validators earn this money, they're shared between them, and some fraction of this money, say 10%, it goes directly to purchase carbon offsets, carbon credits online. The same as with our payment system. So we can make some kind of blockchain based green payment system, which will be carbon neutral. So your consumption will be automatically offsetted.
That's cool.
Making economy greener. Another project we're going to launch on our on the top of our blockchain is related to gold. Here's a sample of small
Ready to go?
gold, real
Gold.
real physical,
Real gold.
real physical gold, small bars like this, such that it can be exchanged into tokenized gold. This is so real world asset tokenization program. As you know, gold is still is one of the best real world assets, safe haven in all the bear runs of the market, in all the crises, and all the collapses. Actually, I think we are moving back from intangible assets like crypto, like Apple and other companies which don't have a real world assets, to resources, to commodities, to real world assets, because For example, consumption of electricity will be very huge in the nearest months due to hype in artificial intelligence. It already consumes energy worth of several countries, and it will be growing even more because countries are now competing in terms of artificial intelligence supremacy. This is a number one agenda for all of them, and it consumes huge energy. And that is why I think such commodity as uranium will be new Bitcoin, will be new gold. It will bring hundreds of profit margins. And we are running our own small private family office fund, managing some assets, and we are now moving from crypto to such assets as uranium company producers. So companies which are related to uranium business will have much higher profit margins than uranium itself, especially those who produce mobile uranium reactors, which every data center will need in order to satisfy needs for artificial intelligence.
Okay, that's cool. Thank you so much, Vlad, for today.
Thank you very much. Shukran.
Thank you for watching. See you very soon.
Let's go green with the Green Falcon.